I'm Mike Wilson. Tonight, U Central will be providing you with the latest updates and following the top stories to keep you updated wherever you are watching.
But despite those factors, more than 4,000 UCO students are enrolled here.
The lights are green, but traffic is still not moving as you turn this way. You see cars are kind of backed up. Now, I will say that police, they have backed.
Business that was supposed to open in 90 days has been showing signs such as coming soon, not yet. And now construction has been halted by the city.
Memory of Kyle Ward as sophomore at UCO. Now, many people had great things to say. Many of the speakers, they said that he was a friendly soul.
You all talked about earlier how there's snow in northeastern Oklahoma. I would prefer that. If we're going to get cold, I prefer it to snow.
The walls falling down and hitting some of the power lines.
Both of these candidates, they pride themselves on being very bipartisan. Both of them said that in their multiple debates that they had. Yes, and we know that Florida closed at 6 p.m. and Ohio closed at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, our time. So just getting these results. And then as we look at Texas, Texas is a big swing state. It has 38 electoral college votes. Right now, 50% is going for Biden. And then we want to look at state question 805. Now, state question 805, it would not allow a convicted person sentenced to be made longer or harsher due to past conviction. Former Vice President Joe Biden recently gave a speech at a news conference. Biden spoke about his leads in Michigan, Wisconsin, and flipping Arizona. We'll have online classes. Now, this will last March 28th through April 12th. Now, this is just breaking news. I do want to read a statement by Broyles. It says it is wildly irresponsible for the AP to call a statewide race with 0 precincts reporting in Oklahoma and Tulsa counties. According to the state election board, it is voter suppression to put that out while people are in line voting. Now, we do want to check in with our breaking news anchor. We are also joined by experts to give us their analysis on everything going on, plus updated numbers of the election outcome. 74 active cases with 286 recoveries. This morning, the Office of the President sent an email out notifying students of the passing of Stratcom student Kyle Ward.
What's your favorite food for Thanksgiving?
I like macaroni. I got a whole list. I like ham.
Green bean casserole?
I got a whole list.
Pecan pie, cheesecake.
Yeah.
I like to eat.
Pecan pie, pumpkin pie is the best.
All of it.
Oh.
All of it's.
And Oklahoma's own Governor Kevin Stitt has expressed his support for the nomination of Barrett. I'm asking you the question. What is the surprise? Well, thank you, Adrian. Celebrities are taking Black Lives Matter global. Okay, my jaw has dropped. Snow. Well, if you are a fan of gaming or watching streamers, a game called Among Us has been drawing attention. They are hosting a Game to Give benefit night where you can game for a good cause. The arena is partnering with the United Way campaign.
And Jess, I'm here near the busy intersection of 2nd and Broadway at the scene of where a driver hit a bicyclist because the bicyclist gave him fake cash.
Car followed him down there and rammed him into the fence, and his bicycle's all jacked up.
It all happened in broad daylight at 9 a.m. Tuesday morning. Edmond police received this call from a man eating breakfast outside of a Whataburger.
Saw what could have been a drug deal.
A drug deal that went wrong. Shortly after hitting the bicyclist, the driver begins punching the bicyclist. That driver is 19-year-old Caleb McLaren. After hitting the bicyclist several times, the driver
It took off.
And when police arrived on scene, both the suspect and the bicyclist were gone. Police had no lead on the suspect until they received this call from the bicyclist's mother.
I hear that he was run over by a car.
McLaren was taken to jail inside the Edmond Police Department and faces charges on an assault with a deadly weapon. And as for the victim, he is still in the hospital and will not face any charges. Reporting from 2nd and Broadway, Micah Wilson, U Central News.
Just like one of those people who was really always kind to you, didn't really have a mean thing to say to you. He was just brought his kindness and his humor.
He was put on this earth to make people smile.
A member and chaplain of Pi Kappa Alpha fraternity.
Kyle was somebody that when you first meet him, you don't forget him.
Ward was known as a warm friend with a servant heart who touched many lives.
Was always a generous spirit. He was just always asking people how they were doing. He didn't care who they were.
That same generous spirit was extended to those close to him, wanting to help those who molded him.
The brothers of Pi Kappa Alpha stepped in, raising over $12,000 for funeral expenses and costs for his family.
Just knowing that they have a community of people who were touched by Kyle's presence and who loved Kyle and loved their community enough to be able to help people in times of need.
Just as Kyle would do for them.
Not everyone's going to be around forever. So express your appreciation and gratitude to them while you still can, while they're still here. Thank you for being just such a good person and leaving a beautiful impact on our community.
Yesterday, the Edmond City Council met with the sole agenda being
the Edmond proclamation of a state of emergency.
The state of emergency will have many of the same closures and restrictions as Oklahoma City, in addition to
group outings during a certain period of time.
The city manager is directed to not discontinue water and utility services for customers unable to pay their bills.
And while the Edmond City Council approved unanimously to declare a state of emergency in the city, not everyone in that meeting was satisfied.
I'm not understanding why we're taking the same ham-handed approach that Oklahoma City is. I was hoping that Edmond would be a bit more sophisticated.
This woman, a business owner,
I am pleading for you guys to at least consider the fact that you can approach this differently.
left shortly after her plea was dismissed to next week's city council meeting.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
But the city council continued the conversation.
The more consistent we can stay with Oklahoma City and our neighbors, the less confusing that is to our business owners and to our customers.
I think we're dangerously close to government overreach.
In the end, nothing was amended from the original bill. In Edmond, Mike Wilson, U Central News.